D&D solo adventure this morning. Let's begin. The command I've given ChatGPT is just solo D&D adventure, random warlock character. DM provides NPCs, combat opportunities, random encounter, loot, and exploratory area. And I told him to set up a random adventure. This is a 5e style adventure where ChatGPT is going to act as dungeon master. Pretty good if you want to learn the ropes. Decided to play a little warlock this morning named Kale. I think the name Kale seems to come up quite a bit with ChatGPT. It's a half-elf warlock level 3. Got a patron, got a boon, got some abilities like strength, dex, con, int, whiz, charisma. It's not too bad. Bad strength. So I don't think I get any kind of modifiers on strength. 24 hit points. Armor class, not bad, 14. Some features like an awakened mind. Cool. 2 spell slots. Some cantrips. Spells. Equipment. Cool. Let's just jump in. The Blackfin March region. The drowned borderland of sinking villages, warped trees, and ancient stone ruins half swallowed by swamp water. Local whispers that something beneath the fen is waking? Waking, yeah. Current location, the Grave Wake Hamlet. Quest hook, randomized. You were summoned here by a sealed letter written in your own hand. Written in your own handwriting, though you do not remember sending it. If you are reading this, the dream has begun again. The thing below the fin knows your name. Came before the bells stopped ringing. The bells have already stopped. NPCs present is Maravel, a swamp-hardened woman with ritual scars and one cloudy eye. She watches you closely. Blah, blah, blah. There's Brother Hask. There's some environmental notes. Magic feels thick. There's some possible encounters here. What I can do. You're standing on a warped wooden platform in the center of Grave Wake. You may question Maravel, speak with a brother, explore the hamlet, cast a spell. He's gonna roll behind the screen. I'm gonna say roll for me, but show all the rolls and calculations. Because I'm kind of a mathy kind of person. I like to know roll plus modifier plus result. Since you didn't specify an action yet, I'll do what a solo module will do and prompt forward momentum. No! Don't do that. Question Marvel. So we're not just speaking to her. I think because of the fact that we're a warlock and with a lot of charisma, we're going to question her. You speak calmly, studying her reaction, and mention the letter written in your handwriting and the bell stopping. The triggers a charisma. That's what I thought. Deception or persuasion check. Your choice doesn't matter here because Mara is already uneasy. We're doing a skill check. So in Dungeons and Dragons, you're going to roll a d20. You're going to add the appropriate modifier between you and the DM. Charisma +3. Proficiency +2. So that's 12 plus 5 is 17. And you check that against the DC, which is 13 is success. NPC response. Mara exhales slowly and grips the railing. Then it's worse than I thought. You've been here before, not once, not twice. She leans in. You came 3 nights ago, you asked the same questions, and you walked into the marsh during the bell ringing and told us not to follow. A little bit of amnesia, maybe a little bit of drinking on my part. Your great old one patron stirs. Feel the pressure behind the thought, new information gained. You were physically present here days ago. So these are my list. I got 8 actions I could probably do. All this stuff, I got to roll for it. I'm always kind of person that looks around for some hidden loot. I don't know if you can do this. You have to have a pretty good DM to do something like that. You begin a careful sweep of the immediate area, bringing your movements casual so as to not draw attention. This counts as a wisdom perception check to notice anything hidden, followed is successful by intelligence. Also, we need 2 checks, I think. Roll 1 perception check. I get a 16. No modifiers on this, so the DC was 14, so I get a success. What you notice behind the collapsed stilts of an abandoned hut, half hidden by rotting fishing nets, you spot a wooden lockbox, waterlogged but intact, strange scratches around it. Investigation check, we get 11 on the D20. There is a modifier of +1. And final result's 12, so that passes the DC barely. Got some loot. Now I roll on a minor loot table. Swamp Occult. Oh, they're gonna roll a D100. I've never experienced that in my life. Got a loot table. Got a 67 on that D100. A loot result, you find 15 GP. Oh, dang. Roll 2D10. Potion of Healing. I had no idea how loot works in Dungeons and Dragons. I had no idea. Potion of Healing. Cracked obsidian ring. Faintly warm to the touch. Etched with the same non-Euclidean sigils. That's pretty tight. Arcane reaction, no roll required. Your patron reacts instantly. That was not meant for you, which is why it now is. You sense the ring is not cursed but unfinished. It may evolve later. Updated inventory, got some gold. Potion of healing. There is a consequence to this, hidden but logged. Your searching did not go unnoticed. Somewhere in the fog, something shifted. Someone marked your position. Time advanced slightly. I got some options. Why I tend to play this way, I don't know. Let's examine that bad boy. I kind of can't help the fact that I come from a background of playing multi-user dungeons. Kind of muds, mushes, and moves. So a lot of that is constantly killing monsters, looting stuff. Not so much, like legitimate role play or whatever. I got an 18, so I'm examining the ring. I've got a little Arcana check. Roll 18. There's 2 modifiers, one for intelligence and proficiency. 21's not bad. That's actually a very strong success against a difficulty class of 15. So arcane analysis is it's a proto relic. an item designed to grow rather than function fully at creation. And it was meant for a warlock, specifically one bound to a non-linear patron, a great old one of the deep ones, kind of like Cthulhu. Why it's cracked, the ring was activated prematurely. I am not the one who broke it. Or it says you didn't break it. You interrupted its bonding process days ago. Hidden function now revealed. Item identified. Ring of echoed whispers. Dormant effect active now. Once per long rest, when you miss with an attack roll, you may roll 1d4. Future potential. Man, there's a lot of information on this ring I found. Patron intervention. Your patron takes interest. This triggers a wisdom saving throw to resist intrusive contact. Oh, the patron is trying to intervene, and a roll is required. 9. I don't think we're going to beat this DC. Yeah, the DC was 12, I only got a 9. So, what's happening with the patron? For a split second, you remember something you haven't done yet. You are standing knee deep in black water. The bell is ringing backwards. You are wearing this ring unbroken. And someone behind you says your true name. So this has not happened yet. Ring of Echo Whispers is attuned. There's no HP change. One future event anchored. Patron attention. Again, due to the fact that this is a warlock with a lot of high charisma, they're very confrontational in social situations. So I kind of like try to force people to do it, to bend to their will socially. So we're going to confront Brother Hask with this knowledge, see what happens. You approach Brother Hask, the cracked obsidian ring visible on your hand. As you draw near, his eyes immediately lock onto it. His breathing becomes shallow. This is a social confrontation with layered outcomes. I will resolve this with 2 rolls, fully transparent. Wait a minute. I have no idea what I just read. But it's a social confrontation. There's going to be a charisma roll for intimidation. There's going to be a wisdom roll for insight to read what he's hiding. So we're going to do an intimidation check on a D20. You got a 14. Add modifiers like your +3 charisma, +2 proficiency to get a 19. The DC was 13, so that's a success. So NPC reaction, he steps backward, nearly slipping between the planks. You shouldn't have that. You swore you'd leave it sealed until the cycle finished. That's a slip. Now we roll to see how much you catch. Roll 2 on insight, got a 17, which passes the DC of 12. What you learn, insight, Brother Half knows exactly what the ring is. Participated in a ritual involving you. Believes events are looping. Is terrified because the loop is breaking. Full confession. He's going to confess. Task collapses on the knees. We rang the bell to keep it asleep. You told us it was the only way. He looks up at you, eyes glassy, but then you came back wrong. And he reveals the bell ritual anchors time in the hamlet, that you volunteered to act as a living tether. The ring stabilizes your mind during contact. 3 nights ago, the bell rang on its own. That night, something answered back. Weird. So we have some consequences here because you know this. Future encounters involving the bell have advantage. Time related anomalies may now escalate. Brother Hask is now a liability NPC. Marvel may already suspect the truth. Well, quest update, main thread. The bell that rings backward. Objectives unlocked. Locate the sunken bell platform. So I'm actually at this point, since this is a video comparing and contrasting Dungeons and Dragons to My Homebrew, I'm on ChatGPT 5.2 instant. I'm going to now type in a solo adventure tricolor D6 system set within the High Fantasia campaign. Random character. DM provides encounters, combat situations, some loot, NPCs, and exploratory area. Roll for me and show calculations. Let's see about how much it remembers from my programming. I do like the 5.2 instant. Seems to be set up for this kind of thing. They're going to run a clean, strict tabletop style with transparent rolls and math, using tricolor D6 set in High Fantasia campaign. Man, things like that. I'll whack the DM plus dice. System recap. But we have it's going to use an azure die for movement position, crimson D6, and then a black for combat, black for special magic risk. Rolls are separate. Sat core +1, armor points, absorb damage. Guard is kind of like armor class. Damage equals weapon blaze plus crimson roll modifier. Campaign settings. High Fantasia, Cloud Layer 4. A drifting stone shelf beneath the pinnacle. Ruined pylons. Wind chants through broken arches. We're in a place where the monsters roam freely down in Cloud Layer 4. Random character generation. Stat rolls. 3 chances take best set. Now this uses D6s. To do a 1d6 per stat. And I don't know about that. So we got strength, agility, mind, soul. And it's just going to do like the best for balance and survivability. Random roll is for windbound, vagabond, unaligned. So I ended up with strength 4, agility 6, mind 2, soul 3. The health is going to be like 14. That's not bad. Base armor 2. The armor points in this game. So the armor can break. Guard is agility. Enemies must beat 6 on attack logic to hit. Kind of like armor class. So instead of just armor class, we have guard plus armor points. Starting gear is a wind curve short blade. The base damage is 2. Leather mantle is going to add 2 to armor points. We've got some healing potions, a camera, and 12 cloud coins. Exploratory area. Location of broken air stair. A collapsed spiral stair floating in segments. Below endless mist, above a shattered watch platform, you hear scraping stone. Encounter roll, encounter check, 1d6 equals 5. hostile presence, enemy type roll, 1d6 equals 3. So we immediately go to combat. That kind of sucks. What it's going to do is roll my movement. It's going to roll combat. It's going to roll. It's for some reason doing this automatically. Wow. So I have to tell it, set it up just like a D&D adventure, man. Let me make the choices on stuff. We'll do this pure D&D style. There's supposed to be a scene or description, you choose. I adjudicate, roll dice, show math, no railroading. I'm the dungeon master. You're play dice roll. Solo adventure, character already locked in. Wind curve, adventure style. Okay, now we're on a floating stair segment the size of a tavern floor. Mist churns below. And it's weird because I don't like this as much as the D&D adventure. I was just playing. I don't know why. To my right, as there's like an old watcher hermit. To my left, there's some stairs, lower platforms. What you can do, or an example, like talk to the hermit, ignore him, explore, search for traps. What do you do? Just say it plainly. Talk to a hermit. You talk to the hermit. The old man shifts his weight onto a crooked staff as you approach. The wind tugs at his robes, but he doesn't look unsteadily. More like the air is listening to him. He studies you for a long moment before speaking. That I didn't fall. Social. Okay, there is going to be a check. Social check, optional but relevant. This is not hostile, but intent matters. If you lean into honesty, calm presence, we're going to have a soul check. If you probe for information, manipulation, we're going to mind check him. So, mind check him. Perfect. Probing mentally. For read intention. So the stat uses mind. Roll a 5. Calculation. Roll quality 5 is strong success. What you learn, the hermit is not lying. More importantly, he is afraid, but not of you. He is deliberately avoiding one subject. His fear is procedural, not emotional, like someone following a rule. So he may be part of, he's bound by an oath. So he may be part of a faction. He cannot warn directly about what lies below. The thing on the upper platform is newer. The danger below is older than the warnings. Additional effect from strong success on that, you gain advantage on your next social or investigation check involving watchers, wardens, or the broken air stair. Let's talk about what's going on up on these stairs. What is waking the echoes above? The hermit's grip tightens on his staff, not fear, recognition. He looks past you towards the shattered watch platform as if checking whether the stone itself is listening. It walks like a machine, but it was not built. The armor was grown, not forged. So, mechanical effect from earlier strong success. Because you succeeded strongly on the mind check earlier, you pick up one extra actionable detail. The entity reacts to sound and vibration. Sudden movement or heavy impacts may draw it. Updated world state. Upper platform threat identified as a Warden Echo Sentinel. High AP. Moderate damage. Predictable movement pattern. Vulnerable to positioning, wind, or silence. So maybe we should not go up there. But you can only go up or down. Let's you do have a camera. Look around for some hidden loot. We'll see how this plays out. You look around for hidden loot. And we're going to do an investigation exploration check. So that's going to use mind on a black d6. So we'll only get a 2 on the roll. There's a roll 2 advantage 6. So the best roll chosen was a 6. Mine doesn't add numerically, but 6 equals exceptional success. Behind a cracked stair riser, exactly where a weight would never naturally fall, you uncover a watcher cache sealed with faded wind sigils. Outside there's some loot. Cloud glass throwing knife. Base damage 1. On a crimson roll of 5/6, ignores 1 armor point. Warden seal fragment. Oh gosh. Functions as proof of authority, so that may lead back to some kind of like factional thing. Environmental insight. The cache was placed after the wardens fell. The hermit either knows about caches like this or wants to place them. Updated character state. I've got 14 HP. I've got armor points 4. I've got 15 coins. I now have a throwing knife in addition to my short blade. Got an aether coin. That's going to add me 1 to my black roll. As you finish securing the cache, you hear a low metallic hum drifting down from above. The Echo Sentinel has moved. What do you do? Let's see if we can investigate with stealth using the camera. See if we can investigate with stealth using the camera. You investigate stealthily using the camera. You lower yourself behind a broken balustrade and carefully bring the camera up, not to your face, but angled, letting the lens peek first. No sudden movement, no scraping boots. This is a stealth plus recon action. Mechanically, this is a 2-part check. We're going to do a stealth positioning so we don't get noticed, and we got to try to get some information. So you use a stat and just a D6. So we roll 4. gosh, I have no idea how these checks work. I got a 4. It says the stat used is 6 as a high baseline. I have no idea what that means. So mine must be used on camera. I rolled a 5. It says strong recon success. What the camera shows, the image flickers slightly. Cloud light interference, but stabilizes the shattered watch platform above. Spot it. So there's a Warden Echo Sentinel up there, about 7 feet tall, humanoid, but wrong in the joints. The armor looks grown, layered like mineral plates, a faint azure glow pulses between scenes, moving in a fixed patrol arc. You also notice some tactical details, important. It halts completely every 6 to 8 seconds. During pauses, the hum stops. Its back plates briefly separate to vent pressure. The platform has collapsed edges, no railings, unstable footing. And one more thing the camera catches barely is there's an environmental opportunity, a cracked anchor ring near the platform's edge. Old grappling hardware, half fusing on with force or leverage. It could be made to fail. So I'm hidden. The Sentinel is unaware. You know its patrol rhythm. You've identified a weak structural point, a venting window, a sound sensitivity. The Hermit remains still behind you. My options are not exhausted, and that is where I'm probably going to stop. How do checks work currently? Good question. Let's lock this down cleanly so you know exactly how the rules work and you can play like you would. When a check is called, a check happens when failure is possible and the outcome matters. If something is trivial, there's no roll. A DM decides which stat applies, which die color applies. Your stats do not add to the roll numerically. Instead, stats determine baseline competence, and the dice determines quality of outcome. So, wet die colors and what they mean. Used for sneaking, climbing, reading a D6 result. This is universal across all checks. A 1 is a failure. How the stats modify the outcomes, not numbers. Example, AGI 6. You can attempt advanced stealth. On a 2 to 3, you usually still... That does not make a lot of sense to me. Advantage. I don't like that. So, in playing this, I don't think that I don't really think that I have done the design properly. So going back to tricolor D6, there you get a phase for white movement, red attack, black optional, specials for combat. That is the big thing. There are numerical modifiers. All over the fucking place, bro. And yeah, this is the exact moment every good homebrew hits modifier bloat. Core diagnosis. Right now, you likely have stat modifiers, weapon. I don't have any modifiers. I don't have any modifiers. No, there is supposed to be math. Fuck, and that's where I think I'm gonna have to stop. With my homebrew. So anyway, if you watch this, click like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.